Ladies and gentlemen, that is U.S. President Donald Trump participates in a ministerial meeting on the latest developments and also speaking to U.S. ministers and the cabinet on the inner affairs of the states. Trump have said that Iran could not defend its institutions from attacks, so it started to strike in the neighboring countries, and he added lots of and said that U.S. military operations against Iran are extremely ahead of schedule, and also he estimated saying that the U.S. estimated to take 4 to 6 weeks to achieve the mission in Iran. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Dr. Ahmed Isaaq, international relations expert. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, Doctor, now for more than an hour, 90 minutes until now, U.S. President Donald Trump is live on air, broadcasted from the States in a meeting with his cabinet, the U.S. ministers, during which he discussed inner affairs, of course, of and also he spoke of the Iranian file on the latest developments, and said that Iran could not defend its institutions from our attacks, so it started to strike its neighboring countries. How did you read this statement?
In fact, we find that U.S. President Donald Trump is in a real challenge due to the Iranian stubborn and refusing to all kind of de-escalation or any kind of negotiation until the moment the Iranians are still last standing as on its situation that refusing all any kind of negotiation about its nuclear program, its ballistic rocket. It's also the Iranians are going further by blocking the Strait of Hormuz. It's all increasing its burden upon the U.S. president due to what would be the important, what would be the consequences for the Americans, and what would be the achievement due to this military process. So the U.S. president is really facing a real challenge due to this Iranian situation.
Yes, Dr. Isaaq, the U.S. President also during his speech now said that in retaliation Iran started shooting its neighboring countries. He said in his speech now that the U.S. was shocked and was surprised that Iran in retaliating was striking its neighboring Arab countries. How did you follow his statement, and was this not expected? Iran have threatened to do this if it was attacked in order to attack the U.S. Military bases in the Arab countries.
For sure, it seems for also that the American that you wouldn't base on that the Iranian would attack its Arabian neighbors, but the Iranian had adopted a hostage strategy that based on regionalizing the cost. Which means that increasing the cost of the war for all its neighbors, for all the regions, and by also increasing the cost of oil all over the world, as we found that the oil barrel war before this war was around $69. Now it's through during the war it reached 120. Now it's about 110. But so all of this, the Iranian strategy had adopted the hostage strategy by increasing the burden of the war, and every day the war is going on and is still going on. The cost of the war is afforded by Iranian, not only the Iranian, but by the whole
Yes.
world, by increasing the cost of oil and striking its the infrastructure and the American business in its neighbors Arab countries.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Dr. Ahmed Isaaq, International Relations Expert. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for more updates. And we are expecting a UN session on the latest developments in the region.
Communication from Chile on the withdrawal of its nomination of Michelle Bachelet for SG.